Ladies and gentlemen, the day is finally here for those of you who are patient like myself or have just been on standby like myself as well. We finally know what comes next for Let It Die and what Gung Ho has been working on. And oh boy, howdy, it is called Deathverse Let It Die. It just got announced its state of play. But ladies and gentlemen, in this video we're going to be going through step by step, just experiencing the trailer and then of course breaking it down. And by the way, I will be slotting Let It Die or Deathverse, which is interesting. I guess there's like creating a whole thing. But I will be doing it just the same way I've been doing the Tiny Tina's Wonderland coverage, the Saints Row coverage, just breaking down with voiceover and stuff like that. You won't see my dumb mug in the side of the screen unless it's gameplay. But I am absolutely over the moon. I cannot wait to talk to you guys about this on stream and whatnot. Anyways, let us just experience this first with each other. Even though I'm pretty sure you've already seen it. But anyways, let's do this. Also, we're not in the set because it's too much to set up. Okay. Costumes are looking batshit as always. Also, a little bit of a good, better engine. A little bit. It looks weird. Like, it looks good, but also kind of like, ugh. A little rough. Okay, also, yeah, she's a new character that looks weird as hell. Looks like she's kind of, well, we don't know is the thing. I'm really curious to see what, like, hear them talk about or describe what this is, really. Which there's not too much information out yet. So, yeah, so expect some video. Alright, so we got a couple clearly colorful characters, alright, as we're used to in Let It Die. Okay. And you can very much see, like, the inspiration from Let It Die, like, the weird, like, for third-person business. And, of course, the Hunters. Or the, I forget what they're called, but you know what they are. Yeah, like these, we've seen all these kill moves before to some extent, or at least similar. See you later. Yeah, we've all, well, people who have fought in the jackals. You've heard that before. Yeah, but look at the new gear. You got a fucking shield. So is this PvP? I guess this is Let It Die PvP, in which all of your hunters are battling it out. Interesting. I haven't seen Death yet, which makes me sad. I want to see Senpai Death. Yeah, new weapons, a bunch of new weapons. Like a fist weapon where you can just go tear through things, looks sick. Big ass hammer, okay. And apparently no fall damage? Huh. Victory. Is this like a battle royale? I never really clicked and dawned on me what exactly this is. But the Deathverse, it could be Let It Die, but in like, yeah, in like the Spider-Verse, it's like, well, no, this is all of the other like dimensional characters, like all of the other senpais coming together to battle it out in what looks like a battle, like a arena, not necessarily like a, but it's PvP based, which is not what I said. People are like, well, great, no, no, it's not it, it's not it. Okay, so now let's go through this, because yeah, I don't really catch all of the like little minutia things here. So first of all, we got this guy. He seems weird as hell, but also we're used to that. He's got neck for days. Christ alive. Also, he's probably the hostess or the person that actually provides or like has paid for this. So is he gonna be like the Death guy, like Senpai Death, or is Death just kind of being like, hey, whatever, or I don't know. I really want answers here, but regardless, we got a very colorful character, we'll say that. Seems like he's money business oriented, all that stuff. So yeah, it says tune into a shocking new TV show. So is this in like the Let It Die ethos, or what's the like lore of this? I honestly don't know if it's connected to Let It Die at all in terms of like, it's like it's like any sort of transition thing. I think it's just taking the engine, the core fundamental mechanics to Let It Die, and maybe putting it into like a PvP setting, arena kind of thing. Yeah, so right here we see a bunch of new characters. That looks like oddly, okay. It looks like a Nier Automata kind of vibes. What's this little floating like obscurity thing to our right? See, that guy's armor looks entirely different, looks very blocky. Looks like Star Wars-y, like Rebel. Anyways, and then there's this one, which is a city. So what is that? That looks like how to say, it looks like BioShock a little bit, the like city underneath the sea. But yeah, but I'm honest, that would kind of make sense. It's like a scuba diver kind of outfit. Anyways, then we got the, what is that little thing? Is that just like your like discount Senpai Death, but like in a drone kind of form? Interesting. Regardless, the armors look crazy, as they tend to do. Again, and because it's like a game show, it sounds like a Let It Die game show. So it's like a Let It Die game show that's like a PvP setting. It seems like that's the baseline of what the game potentially could be. Interesting. Brand new weapons. What did that start out as? That started out as like a cleaver that turned into a firework. See, it has an edge there, and then yeah, huh. And then we got hammers, which this looks sick, as Let It Die tends to be. You got weapons that look unparalleledly badass, and then you got weapons that look like they don't belong here at all. and they're like, oh, okay. Yeah, but that's sick. So we got hammers, so we got a bunch of new weapons to play with, a bunch of seemingly new armor to get, but to what extent? I think, again, this is through the PvP sense, but does that mean it's like a battle royale, like last one standing wins? How many players can be there? Yeah, so you got all this armor, all these ways of playing too. This one looks like the best to me. This is the one where the dude was just slugging like crazy, I think, and just ripping up shit. But it also seems like is this armor or is this classes? Because like this guy, like they all seem to fit a mold, you know what I mean? And like they play intrinsically with their outfits. So I wonder if this is like a whole set or if this is like separate things. There's some blood magic, maybe able to take off some of your life force and put it into a weapon. Okay, yeah, it starts gradiating blood. I wonder if it keeps draining you or if it just drains a little bit. Destroy your rivals. Okay, so that's the filter they're using it through. So they're still using the filter of like Senpai Death, and then there's the rival to maybe get Senpai Death's love again? I don't know, but they're using the rival thing. Anyways, looks dope. So looks like there's death from aboves now, which is really cool. Who is this character? So this character seems like the one guy we talked to was the kind of voiced hostess, and this person maybe is the person that helps give us armor and like amp us up maybe? Interesting. Regardless, we can't infer too much besides the fact that each design is like they're from different worlds, which maybe makes sense considering, a little bit of a spoiler alert, Let It Die is a story about a lost soul in the underworld, essentially. So, yeah. Hey, see, everyone's got those little drones, like the same as her, so I feel like that's the pretext, is this drone will like probably guide us in this PvP encounter, like explaining how the ropes work. Because honestly, that kind of makes sense, because Let It Die is like a weird PvP game, but without being a PvP game. Like you run throughout the tower, you try to survive, and then you get fucked over by people's actions or inactions or lack of knowledge or whatever by haters and such, amplified by a really intelligent AI. So maybe this is their way of like amplifying the PvP aspect of it all. Yeah, because you got these drones. See, like that guy just got teleported away. So I guess this is like the intro cinematic before we get input into the like hellscape encounter. Yeah, but see, everyone, yeah, I haven't seen too many people who have deviated from their armor yet. That could just be because there's certain buffs. Oh, what is that? Dude, riding on some sort of bicycle? I mean, we have the motorcycle weapon, so that kind of works, but okay. Huh. Yeah, this is the, well, no, that guy looks like a little bit different, I think. And he's using, oh, but I think he's using different weapons. Yeah, he's looking like, they look a little more round at the end. Yeah, see, this is the guy, and see, there's always this. Is this Senpai Death? That might be Senpai Death, that little bot, because that looks more skull-like. Anyways, it also looks a little more ritzy. Okay, so yeah, you can use electricity to either dominate a zone or that was just by hitting the water. Yeah, it looks like it just by hitting the water. It looks PvP, and a lot of money went into these cinematics. A lot of money went into the cinematics. Okay, and then we got still got some gore-tastic takedowns. Yeah, 99,000 judgment. Yeah, and again, it seems like it's memeing on the fact that like, yeah, this is a game show, Twitter, thumbs up, all that. Okay, huh. It's like an underworld social media game show. Odd, but I would expect nothing less. And then we got the jackal kind of vibe here, where you can see various ways he kind of like, yeah, like there's the particles, kind of like the person who has got the source code of the game, wrecking people. So I don't know if that's like if you kill the last guy in this battle royale, you get a gore-tastic him and like be like, fuck you, and look at all this crazy shit. But again, everything seems to follow. Like, this guy's using the same thing that he has a Tommy gun, and I would expect him to wear this, like, classical armor. So I don't know if you can mix and mash. Yeah. Like, do you just pick, like, a template character, or do you get, like... is this like Let It Die, except your waiting room is like your craftable kind of like game show environment, and then you go to the PvP thing to collect resources, to kill things, to gain power in any way. Maybe there's a currency like tokens that you can use to build or buy armor. I just don't know the loop, you know? Yeah, and then there's still like this. Yeah, I will say, man, a part of me does feel like, man, why couldn't you just added this to Let It Die? Like, all of these armors, all of these ways to play and engage look so fun. Yeah, you can like ride up a fucking thing. I guess that would break the game, fair enough, but yes. But yeah, then there's stuff like that where he's throwing, now we can throw bombs and they seem to have physics, and then you can hold up a shield. Yeah, you can like stagger lock someone out of their stance by throwing down a bomb. Person can death from above you. Woman with a cyborg arm. Everybody has these little squares, so I wonder what that is. Also, the combat looks a little quicker, probably because if you fought a PvP person and you were using like the base melee, like bang, 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 it'd be frustrating if someone like had a faster weapon, then you'd be totally screwed. Although you could still mess around with like getting behind corners and messing with it. It'd be a different beast entirely, because you'll find out how clever people are and how not clever people are at all. But also, there's the iconic little heart mushroom that you can use in this, and I bet that's gonna be really valuable for, again, if it is like a PvP setting. This is funny because I don't think this is what people meant by I want Let It Die PvP. People, I mean, maybe some people, but this is interesting. Forge new weapons and compete again. Okay, so you compete. I would assume you get your head kicked in, and then you compete and compete and compete. Okay, interesting. But it does say forge new weapons, so there is probably a loop similar to Let It Die, except instead of running in a tower collecting resources, maybe it's something a little bit different, or maybe you're gonna keep whatever you die with, which that wouldn't be bad. Interesting. I wonder if that's the loop. If you get to keep whatever you die with, in terms of like resources, gear, blueprints, stuff like that, and it'd be about going further and further and further in like an hour of you just grinding to the next phase, to the next phase, to the next phase, and then you would keep whatever you go down with, because even if you kept dying in the beginning, you would eventually be incentivized to go further. But again, the beginning resources would eventually feed you to level up your armor so that you could go further. Yeah, and maybe that's how you would just progress, is by like dying, repeating. If you're smart, you're collecting resources that are relevant to your armor, going up and up and up, and then you would continue to make ground. Interesting. I'm just trying to parse together what the loop is. Yeah, also look at those weapons, dude. This is so hyped. I'm so hyped about this. So this person's got like a rusty ass, like weird, corrupted looking cleaver, like corrosive, and this guy's got a giant ass buzz axe. Everything else is fuzzy except for the clear shield break icon. And it also does look like maybe your currency, maybe like death medals or kill coins or XP is your likes. Because it keeps awarding you points given your thing, and that's outside of damage numbers, you know. So I wonder if that is maybe the currency that you get. So the likes and the way that you kill things will award you points, and those points will allow you to buy weapons, maybe. Regardless, cute little bot there. Yeah, there's a firework launcher. There's a giant hammer that again looks like it has many different ways to crack that egg or use abilities. Death blow. We got looks like the classic. Looks like the flamethrower alt, but maybe in a shotgun form. Regardless, you got also a weird, like a shotgun-looking version of the Buzzac fists. Anyways, yeah, and see, everyone's fighting in this zone. He killed him, and this guy's killing you, and victory, and you end up winning in the spectacular way. I wonder if you can do gore-tastics if you kill the last guy. Interesting. It's coming out spring 2022, my friends. Interesting. Okay, I want more, and now we're probably gonna release it pretty soon here, but I want to get this up as soon as possible. We're not done yet, but it does look like, yeah, it's a TV show, social media hybrid, whilst being a PvP Let It Die kind of thing, but through the guise of like a TV show where you're fighting in an arena against people. My only questions are, what is the loop? Like, so how do you level up your weapons? What is the currency? What is by the loop I mean like, are you able to pick up resources here, or is there a different currency entirely? Is it not like Let It Die, where you need to collect like wire mount and metals and woods and etc. And instead, also, but then there's shit like that. And there's shit like that. So there's clearly some like AI beasts, unless that's a human. That looks like a Yeti with missing a face with teeth, but more teeth. Regardless, the zones look spectacular and beautiful. Also looks like there's ways to traverse and all these things. But yeah, like again, is it like now it's based on likes? So it's about like performing and doing cool badass takedowns and shit like that to accrued likes to pay for your advancement? And that's the currency that can maybe take you go further and further into the encounters? Or is this just like is this just their way of being like, hey, people liked battle royales, here's a Let It Die battle royale? I don't know. Maybe. It kind of seems a little bit battle royale yeah, but again, I just am wondering about the loop and the characters, and the charm is something always been pretty iconic to Let It Die, which I think they'll be able to capitalize on. But again, I just want to see what this looks like actually, because I think they're showing us in like where people wearing the exact same armor set, which maybe has value. I don't know. I feel like there's a meta is going to be even more relevant now. Because yes, already it was hard for certain weapons like the axe or something to survive. I can only imagine how that's going to be with AI or with non-AI, to where they're like, idiot, here's my fast attacking weapon, I'll just chew you up piece by piece. You know what I mean? Shit. Interesting. But I want to hear what you guys are thinking about this. Let's go down to the comments. This is on PlayStation. Oh, by the way, one thing that is, at least to me, a little unfortunate, but it's also kind of not bad. It's on PS4 and PS5. I was disappointed by this. I was really hoping that it would be PC would be thrown in there, because that they eventually did port Let It Die to the PS5, or sorry, to PC, and it looks like they're not doing that. So the good news is I can still play it on PS4, and it's not like I'm not planning on playing God of War ever, so I will be buying a PS5. It's just they're so expensive and they're so fucking nowhere, so you know, it's rough. It's rough out here, alright? Now, these are cool character designs. Personally, I haven't been liking most designs in the past year, but I dig this one. Oh yeah, like the big chunky monkey and the weird like money person, ritzy girl with all the crazy things, looks more cyborg than human. Looks pretty cute, although also Let It Die is like, characters have always looked kind of cool. I'm definitely copping this game. It's Pseudo51's Wild Ride going to continue? Yes. Oh, actually, maybe not, because it says Gung Ho, and that's the thing. I did not see, like, it doesn't say Grasshopper Manufacturer or Gung Ho. It says Gung Ho, but not Grasshopper Manufacturer, nor does it say Pseudo51 anywhere. Definitely the same vibe. I think Grasshopper Manufacturer and Pseudo51 work together really a lot. And then Gung Ho is the publishing company of Let It Die, so I think they own the rights to Let It Die, and hence why they're making what seems to be a Let It Die battle royale kind of game, which just makes sense from a business standpoint. Whether it's gonna be as fun and as charming as Let It Die, I hope dearly. I think we all hope. Let's go. F the people crapping on this game. I'm hyped they made. Yeah, I'm hyped too. I'm happy that they keep making stuff in the Let It Die universe, because it's quite charming. Although I will say, it does look a little I mean, that's always been Let It Die's charm, maybe, but like it looks a little rough in some areas. This looks good, but the areas at the very beginning were a little rough around the edges, kind of thing. Little scuffed. All that. Like this looks looks cool at the same time. The face doesn't move at all. It's just like, you're like, okay. Anyway. Oh, why? Trailers like this are an instant turn off to me. Wow, what's that mean? Oh, you want like full gameplay instead of just a hybrid, some mix mash of gameplay? I kind of get that a little bit. Kind of a mixed bag. We got people being negative. We also got people being super hyped. They're like, yes, tends to be how Let It Die has an effect on people. You either love it or you're like, this is, why does anybody enjoy this? And sometimes they're the same person. So, rough. The robot girl, kinda thick though. Really? My friend, you need to get a stronger sense for what thick means. She looked, you mean the man? The man looked dense. Alright, heft. But she looks quite thin to me. Could be all up in my head looking thin as hell. It could just be me. It's hilarious, because I was actually going to make a Let It Die video updating you guys on the fact that you crushed the stretch goals, which I probably still will do. But this kind of takes the cake at this point. I will be covering it probably without face cam. I'll probably just doing nice voiceover, trying to do nice voiceover, reading through tweets and of course things like that in the retrospect. So very excited, very curious. I want them to explain what the loop is, what the mechanics are, and we may not get that for a hot minute because it's still a little ways out, unfortunately. But spring 2020, it's a good bit away. It's a good bit away, and hopefully in that time they actually can refine a lot of stuff because it looks like they have a good idea what they're trying to go for. But it does look in some cases a little rough, and I think it would, honestly, this is just my thing, if they put on a filter here that made it look a little bit more like atmospheric, I think it would be nice. But that could just be me. People may like the dry, grainy, gray as hell atmosphere, maybe. But ladies and gentlemen, regardless of what you think, I want to hear about it in the comment section down below. Also, I wanted to talk to you guys about this beforehand. I now have a clips channel. It's mostly for stream highlights, so if you can't make it to all of the streams, it's just a quick little tangents I may go on that I throw there. We also are streaming Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But on the weekend, we're going to be streaming on Twitch, and on the weekdays, we are going to be streaming on YouTube. We're going to be streaming anything and everything because we're going to be streaming a lot more now because of the new schedule that we're planning on trying out and seeing how I can survive and manage. Also, YouTube videos will probably be being uploaded earlier, maybe. We'll see. I just don't want to have them be like upload a video and then also upload a stream so that way they cannibalize each other, you know? But again, tune into the channel. I will be covering everything and anything Let It Die because I do very much enjoy the game, and this is very much, it's interesting. Again, I want to know more about it before I get really like into it because the Battle Royale genre has never been the thing that I have entirely dug my teeth into. Yeah. So, but a battle arena where you're trying to test your mettle against other players, I also feel like that was kind of the intrinsic thing that was nice about Let It Die, is that it was you versus cruel world and this cruel tower, then you versus some griefing asshole or something. Because then it just gets personal. You end up losing and you're like, I'm the worst. It's just sad. Anyways. But ladies and gentlemen, if you also manage to like or share this video around or comment, I would appreciate it so much to hear what you guys think about this for sure. Because again, I don't know what you guys think. Did I maybe make too many leaps in judgment? Probably. It's just I'm excited and I want to know what you guys think about it. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. Hope you guys do enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you once again, and goodbye.